You know how there's some people who's like, oh, my cutoff game is strong. Like, ain't nobody finna be playing with me. I don't let people play with me, disrespect me, and da da da. But like, they be all talk and they bring people back into their life without changed behavior. You're somebody where it's like, if you do not have changed behavior, you're not coming around me. Like, you're somebody that people thought that they were just like you, or y'all operated the same until they actually seen you in action. Okay, it's something about how people were saying like they have clear boundaries, they have high standards, maybe, they don't let people play or walk in and out of their life. And then it's like they come across you and they're seeing how you're very serious about yourself, your time, your respect. And it's like people kind of feel like you're showing a mirror to them, and it's letting them see like they don't actually have control over their life how they probably should have. Okay, you're teaching motherfuckers how other people should be teaching, or not teaching. You're teaching motherfuckers how others should treat them. The way that you're moving, the way that you're acting, the things that you're doing is showing people exactly like, oh, I need to go up a notch, or I'm not strict enough, or I give way too many chances and there's no changed behavior. Like, it's nothing wrong with accepting people's apologies, right? It's nothing wrong with forgiving someone for a situation, even if they never said that they were sorry, right? Because we have to clear it off our conscience, clear it out of our mind, all of that good stuff. Excuse me, y'all. But what is wrong is when you're bringing people back into your life, giving them the same benefits, the same treatment and everything after they have disrespected you, after they have hurt you, harmed you, after they have overstepped whatever type of boundary it was that you have for your life, for yourself, what you can tolerate and cannot tolerate. The problem is that we accept people in without making sure that they are changed and they have changed behavior. So you bring them back in, and then guess what? They do it again. They disrespect you again. They do the same shit again. They may take a little longer to do it because they don't want you to notice it right then and there. And they might wait a month. They might wait a week. They might wait 2 months. And then now they back to doing the same shit again. So the problem is that it's not about, forgiving people and moving on, because that's good that people forgive and move on. The problem is that people are not actually changing. You're not holding people accountable. If you don't hold people accountable, they would never know that what they're doing is wrong. And sometimes it's not wrong, but it's just wrong to you. It's just something that you're not going to tolerate, right? Maybe they mama tolerated it. They brothers, they sisters, they friends, whatever friends and lovers that they had in the past tolerated it. But now they need to learn you. People need to learn what you can accept, right? Love you because of your love language, not because of what you think they're going to love, not because of what your ex loves. So you're doing that to this new person. No, you have to get to know every last person that comes into your life for who they truly are, so that you can meet them where they know how to be loved, where they feel loved at. No one cares if you're like doing all these things to try to show somebody that you love them, but you never really do things that actually tells them in their heart that you love them, right? We all love differently, even though love is like very like all in the same box, right? The same category, right? Acts of service, gift giving, words of affirmation, providing, whatever it is, right? These are all ways that someone can show you that they love you and stuff like that, which is all kind of like universal. But there are specific things that certain people love that stands out more. So you may have someone in the past that was very big on acts of service, but now you're meeting someone new and they're big on, what can you say? How can you stimulate my mind? Because, maybe some acts of service that you're used to doing in your past relationship, you don't have to do it in this current relationship because it's already covered. Like, say if you're somebody that likes to do acts of service when it comes to the house, right? Cleaning up the house, making lunch, making dinner, whatever it is. And it's like, but you're in a relationship now where, you don't need to clean the house because you have somebody that cleans the house. You don't need to cook or prep because they already have a chef or they already have things. It's like, you need to learn what it is that your partner needs in order to know that you love them and you care about them, and you really are putting them first, right? You get what I'm saying here? Sometimes it might be, because acts of service is already taken care of in the house. Maybe someone, they may want you to express things in a different way where it's not really like household things, right, of acts of service, but it's more so of, them doing things like tying your shoes, removing your coat for you, stuff like that. But it's like, how some people is like, oh, my ex or my ex-wife used to love when I cooked breakfast for them. And then you go into a new relationship wanting to present that same body that you presented to your ex, cooking or whatever. And it's like, what if this person don't even want that? They don't even need it. They don't even feel loved or adored because of that. What if they would feel more loved and connected to you if you just spoke affirmations over their life, or if you just prayed, good words over their life? Like, we have to learn how to love people according to the way that they will understand. And not the way that we will understand, but the way that they will understand. Just because you love somebody that does like certain things for you doesn't mean that the next person is going to receive it that same way. And it's not even like they may not feel like, oh, this is so nice or thoughtful or whatever. They're not appreciative of it. It just may not twinkle their heart the same way that it twinkles your heart. Someone cooking a meal for you may really like make you so in love and want to do everything for somebody. And then you may have someone else that's just like, oh, well, cooking it just feels like, that's normal. That's the regular for me. But if somebody writes me a letter, or if somebody is, sending me good morning text that's uplifting and helping me to have a good day, pouring and speaking life over into me, then that's different. That's like really pulling on their heartstrings. Y'all get what I'm saying here? So we got to understand how to meet people where they can accept it. All right. So, I'm seeing that people are noticing that they need to up their game because they're looking at you. They're looking at how you're walking. They're looking at how you're moving. Right? They're looking at your standards. They look at what you're dealing with, what you ain't going to deal with. And people is like, oh my God, I'm a pushover. Or, oh my God, I need to set more boundaries. It doesn't matter if it's family or not family. It doesn't matter if these are friends that I knew for a while. It's like people are looking at you as the blueprint to what they need to do more and what they may need to do better at when it comes to relationships in their life, like friendships, relationships, works, connections, things like that. When it comes to people, all right, you have people looking at you as the blueprint of how they should show up into this world when it comes to dealing with people, how they want to present to people, how they want people to respect them, how they want people to receive them, how they want people to, just everything. It's like someone is really looking at you and they're realizing that, maybe I don't really love myself the way that I say that I love myself, because everybody is always like, oh, I love myself, I put myself, but actions speak louder than words. Oh, excuse me, right? And you can tell that somebody loves themselves because they're not going to have somebody in and out of their life. They're not going to have somebody that's giving hot and cold energy. They're not going to have somebody that's with you one day and not with you with the next. They're not going to have people around them that's literally talking bad or speaking death over their shit, over their life, over their business, over their, So it's kind of like, oh, you love yourself. Well, do you really? Because if you love yourself, you're not going to have somebody around you that's physically hurting yourself. You're not going to have somebody that's around that's mentally hurting you, right? If you really love yourself, you ain't going to accept that bullshit. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, this can even be people that you dated, that you had like a little relationship with or whatever you was dating. And they realizing that if you cut it off with them, they're like, oh, she don't take no shit or he don't take no shit. Like, And it's not even out of hate or anything. It's just simply like you could be the type where it's like, it's no hard feelings or anything like that. But, I just know that, my heart ain't twinkling the way that it should be when I meet somebody or when I'm in love. So let's go our separate ways or let's be friends, right? And it's like people are looking at you as the blueprint like, dang, if I would have been more honest and open and maybe not string people along, I would have been, I could have prevented so much things in my past. It's almost like people is they just looking at you and it reminds them of things from either the past or what they can do better in the future. That's interesting. Right? See, comparison is a thief of joy. But in this life, people are always quick to compare. And they may even compare their life to yours. And this is what I'm getting that people is doing. These are people that is comparing their life to your life. And they're like, well, if I would have handled this a certain way, if I would have spoke up and cared about myself, right? And looked out for myself, then maybe I wouldn't have been in this situation. Even when it comes to jobs, some people are like stuck in something, and they may look at you as someone that doesn't get stuck in something. And they're like, well, if I would have spoke up and said, oh, I'm only going to work with this starting pay. Even when it comes to stuff like that, like how much money you're making. Right? People could be thinking like, oh, you know your worth. You're not going to be working as a slave, or even with not even how much money you're making, but like the bosses that you're going to be working for, the company that you're going to be working for. You could be somebody where you're like, oh, I'm not selling my soul for nothing. So if I'm not working for a team that actually give a fuck about people, that's not actually, that's not actually scamming people, that's actually being charitable and helping out the world and do care about people, then I can't work for this company, or this ain't my type of team. It's like people are seeing that you're not going to settle down somewhere that doesn't fit right in your spirit, doesn't fit right with your aesthetic, whatever type of lifestyle that you're living. And people are looking at themselves like, I said that I was this, and this, but what I'm putting up with or what I'm dealing with is not matching the energy. People talk so tough and do this, and this, but then they be shutting the fuck up when it comes to their boss. When it comes to that check, baby, they'll let anything slide. Some people, they be like, oh, well, whatever, for the check. Oh, I'm just here for the job. Oh, I don't care, whatever. I'm just here for my check. And that's how you get caught up in a situation where people can do anything to you because they know that you're just there for the check. They don't care about ethics. They don't care about morals. You just here for the check. So that means you should just mind your business. If you see me, beating my wife's ass or talking disrespectful to a client or not caring about a client, Like my motto is always, if somebody is treating you good but treating everybody else bad, that's still a bad motherfucker. That's not a good person. If you're in a relationship with somebody and he's mean to all the women in the world, but he respects you, that's still not a good person, babe. You know what I'm saying? So whoever this message is for, okay, whoever's in my collective, is something about your standards, the way that you carry yourself, which is having people look at themselves in the mirror and realize that they not strict enough. They can be stricter. Some people is realizing like, oh, maybe I did let some shit slide that I should have never let slide. Okay? That's the vibe. It's like people are like, well, if what's the name is content and happy and they're at peace because they don't let people play with them, then maybe I should have tried that. Maybe I should be more strict. Maybe I should be more organized. Maybe I should be more intentional. Maybe I should be more responsible. It's like you're making people look at themselves in a way that they want to change and become better. Maybe I should love myself more. Maybe I should appreciate the body that God has given me. Especially if it's some things that you just cannot change or control. Like, what the fuck? You're going to hate yourself forever over some shit that you cannot control about your body? About how you look? Girl, boom. You better learn to love and embrace that. What the hell are you going to do? Hate yourself forever? That's crazy to me. God made you that way. God gave you those things for those physical attributes, whatever it is, for a reason. So you might as well get comfortable, get to know yourself. But to be honest, the way that our feet, our legs, our arms, our hands, our neck, our body has carried us throughout all of these years, you should be thanking and praising your body. Sometimes I just look at myself and I'm like, wow, God, these hands have been with me for years. Thank you, hands. Thank you so much. Thank you to these feet. These feet have walked miles. These feet have gotten me from A to B to C to D to E to F. Like, forget talking about, oh, I wish I had pretty feet. Baby, your feet work. You've been traveling, Your hands work. Oh, I wish I had pretty hands, or I wish whatever the fuck it is. Baby, your hands is functional. things is working out for you, you know. So sometimes we be too much on the specifics, and sometimes we can be influenced by the other people that we see, and then comparison comes in, right? Comparison is the thief of joy. But it's like we need to just learn to appreciate and love who we are and what was with us all this time. Like even my nails, I'll be like, wow, all these years, my nails just keep growing, which shows that I'm getting the nutrients and things that I need. That means that my system is still running and still flowing. Me being able to pee and release, that means that my system inside is still flowing and properly running. And I'm just like, you know, thank you, God. Thank you, God. It's always for the major things that somehow seems to be the little things when it comes to earth. But these are major. It's nothing little about having feet to walk. It's nothing little about having a mouth to eat. And it's actually beautiful to know that everything on our body has been with us for some time. It has grown with us. It has matured with us. It is a part of us. It's beautiful. So yeah, you're an inspiration to some people. They may not never tell you this, but who cares? They don't have to tell you. You know what the fuck is going on. You know what's going on, okay? People's looking at you as the blueprint, like, I need to be more like them. And not even like in some physical, like, I want to look more like them. It's more so like, I want to walk with confidence like them. I want to be more intentional about my life like them. I want to follow my dreams like them. You get where I'm going here? It's not like people is like, I want to look like them. Oh, they're so pretty. I need to, no. It's like, I want their drive. I need to have the ambition like them. I need to be motivated like them. I need to believe in God like them. I need to believe in myself like them. You get me? That's the vibe. That's the vibe. Okay. I love you all. And I'll catch you on the next video. Bye.